This is Jeremy Sports Network coming to you live. Hey, you guys, today is the day. This is what we all been waiting for. Saul Canelo Alvarez taking on Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. May the 6th is today. We've been waiting for this fight since the fight has been announced. Now, even with this fight being the headline on today, we also want to talk about the undercard, because the undercard is a really, really, really good undercard. And you have some great fighters who are going to be showcased on the undercard. And I'm really looking forward to some of these fights, man, that's going to be on this undercard. This is going to be one of the best cards put together by Golden Boy Promotions, with Canelo taking on Chavez Jr. Now, we already know that the weigh-in was official on yesterday, man. We got both fighters who was there looking tremendous, in great shape. You had Chavez making weight. Matter of fact, Chavez came in underweight. I don't know if that was something for him to get into Canelo's head that he could make the weight, because Chavez had to come down in weight and Canelo had to go up in weight. So we know that Chavez, everybody was saying Chavez is not going to make weight. He's going to have to pay that $1 million or whatever for not making weight. But guess what? Chavez came in and he looked phenomenal. He's ready. You could see the fire in his eyes. He's prime, but you can also see in Canelo, which I'm not going to be biased just yet, but you can see in Canelo that, hey, he has that confidence, that swagger. He's been in big time fights because he's been in a lot of big time fights when he fought Floyd Mayweather, and he fought Shane Mosley under the Mayweather card. So Canelo's been here before. He's been here before. The weigh-in, to me, was full of doggone people there. If you guys could see the weigh-in, you could head over to Jeremy Sports Network. We posted pictures of the weigh-in, of the event, of the fighters. And we definitely, before I give my prediction on who's going to win this fight, we definitely want to shed light on this undercard, because a lot of people are not talking about these undercard fights, because these undercard fights are some big fights that are going to be taking place. So let's tune in and see about some of these fights that are on the undercard, which I'm going to go over first. And definitely this is a full fight card. Like the pay-per-view, you got the pay-per-view card, then you got the preliminary card that's going to be showcased on YouTube. And with the preliminary bouts, those are some names. I'm pretty sure some people probably won't know who any of these fighters are, but we're going to talk about the pay-per-view card itself first. And with starting with the featherweights, you got Joseph Diaz Jr. taking on Manuel Tino Avila. Man, and Joseph Diaz Jr., he's 23-0. This man, he's that guy. In the featherweight division, he's that guy, and he is really going to make a name for himself. I'm picking him over Manuel to win in a very, very tough fight. But I believe Joseph Diaz Jr. is going to pull it off in a decision, and he's going to win that fight. Now, when we move up into the welterweights, we got a big one in the welterweight division where we have Lucas Matisse taking on Emmanuel Taylor. That is going to be a great fight. We don't know which Lucas Matisse we're going to get, due to the simple fact that Lucas Matisse is kind of moving up there in age, and he's 37-4. Emmanuel Taylor's 20-4, but Emmanuel Taylor, he's no scrub. Emmanuel Taylor is no scrub. We saw him when he took on Adrian Broner. He put up a great fight with Adrian Broner, although Adrian Broner was able to drop him in that fight. But Adrian Broner won that fight on a decision. But Emmanuel Taylor is a dog, and he's going to come at you. He does have great boxing skills. That's what a lot of people fail to realize, that he does have great boxing skills. So you can't sleep on Emmanuel Taylor at all, period. Now, when we talk about Lucas Matisse, the thing is with Lucas Matisse, we want to know, what are we going to get from Lucas Matisse? Is it going to be the Lucas Matisse who was dropping everybody, before he fought Danny Garcia? Or is it going to be the Lucas Matisse who Danny Garcia defeated? You know? And so that's where we're trying to figure out which Lucas we're going to get. But Matisse came in, he made weight, he looked phenomenal, he looked prime, and Emmanuel Taylor looks good as well. We can't sleep on Emmanuel Taylor at all, period, because Emmanuel Taylor is no scrub. And I'm going to tell you why he's no scrub is because Emmanuel Taylor, like I said, he possesses great boxing skills. And I believe he can really outbox Lucas Matisse if Lucas Matisse is not really trying to go for the knockout against Emmanuel Taylor, which I think Emmanuel Taylor is going to be a little bit better and putting himself in position in order to not get knocked out by Lucas Matisse. But I don't even think Lucas Matisse even possesses that power anymore, given the simple fact that he is not the same Lucas Matisse. And the thing is, people like I've been saying, which Lucas Matisse we're going to get, I don't know. But I just don't think it's going to be the Lucas Matisse of old. I think we're going to get an older Lucas Matisse who is not really going to look as good. And I believe Emmanuel Taylor is going to win in an upset. I'm picking Emmanuel Taylor to defeat Lucas Matisse in this fight. Now, if we move up and move into the middleweight division, right? Because the middleweight division does have some big names and some great names on this card, which is David Lemieux taking on Marcos Reyes. David Lemieux is no slouch. Now, everybody, he came off a phenomenal knockout win, but the thing is David Lemieux going to be able to knock out Marcos Reyes? And to me, I believe David Lemieux is going to follow up on what it is that he left off on his last knockout win. And I believe he's going to knock out Marcos Reyes, who is 35-4 in this fight. David Lemieux is no slouch. The winner becomes the mandatory and could possibly face the winner of Canelo Alvarez versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., which is the main event. And we're going to move into the main event first. But I want to go through my picks again. I'm picking Joseph Diaz Jr. to win against Manuelino Avelar. And I'm picking Lucas Matisse to be defeated by Emmanuel Taylor. And I believe Emmanuel Taylor is going to win that fight on decision on Lucas Matisse. I don't see Lucas Matisse stopping Emmanuel Taylor. And in the next fight in the middleweight division, I'm picking David Lemieux to knock out Marcos Reyes via the 6th or 7th round. So I'm making some strong cases for David Lemieux because I want David Lemieux to be able to get a shot at either the winner of Canelo Alvarez or Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who is the main line event. Now, let's talk about the numbers. Let's talk about the money of what these fighters going to be making, the purse for these fighters. And we're going to start off with Joseph Diaz and Manuel fight, right? Joseph Diaz is going to be making $150,000, and you got Manuel making $67K. You got Emmanuel Taylor making $40,000 in this fight, and you got Lucas Matisse making $200,000 in this fight. Then you got Marcos Reyes versus David Lemieux. You got Marcos Reyes making $45K in this fight, and you got David Lemieux making another $200K in this fight as well. And then when we move up to the big dogs, the main event, you got Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. making $3 million, and you have Saul Canelo Alvarez making a payday of $5 million in this fight. Everybody weighed in at their max weight and looked really, really, really good. So this is a fight for the ages right here with Canelo taking on Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Now we want to talk about this big main event. Who is going to win against Julio Cesar Chavez and Canelo Alvarez? Who am I going to take? I'm picking Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. with the upset, and this is the reason why. He has a lot to prove. Saul Canelo Alvarez discredits everything about Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He has respect for the father, Julio Cesar Chavez, but he has zero respect for Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. And Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. does not take light to that at all, period. If any of you fight fans been tuning in to the HBO face-off, the 24/7 that's been going on between these two, you can really see that there's bad blood between these two fighters. They don't like each other at all. Chavez does not like Canelo. I don't know why people are sitting here thinking like, oh well, they're just doing it for the money and the build up the fight. No, that's not it. This is a real true Mexican war. The winner will be crowned King of Mexico since Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. was that man. This has a lot riding for Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Everything is on the line for him. Everything is on the line for him. People discredit this man when they was talking about him not being able to make weight, that he was going to be a shell of himself. You know what he did? He picked up Nacho to become his trainer. And not only was Nacho helping this man out, but look at how he shredded that weight. And he came in underweight. That had to play in the mind of Canelo. Because Canelo felt as though if he didn't make weight, they put in the contract, guess what? You're going to have to pay $1 million if you don't make weight. You're going to have to pay $1 million, right? That's a lot of money for Chavez to lose, given the fact he's only making $3 million in the fight. So that means I have the max I can make is $2 million if I don't make weight. Guess what he did? He came in underweight. And he looked damn good coming in. He looked like the young Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. that we all remember. That's who he looks like. And Mauricio Hernandez, man, shout out to Mauricio Hernandez. He's picking Chavez Jr. as well. Like he stated in the chat, he said that he has a great chin since Canelo ducked Triple G, but I doubt he has enough heart to pull it off. Hey, I agree with you. I agree with you. He does have a better chin, and he's a real true middleweight. Everybody don't want to talk about that everybody that Canelo fought was little. They were small. Chavez Jr. pointed that out. He pointed that out. He stated clearly that Canelo has never faced a real true middleweight, and this is the first time that Canelo will be facing a real true middleweight. When he fought Miguel Cotto, come on now. Miguel Cotto was really a welterweight who moved up in weight to fight Canelo. They fought at a catchweight. And Cotto really wasn't that Cotto of old when they fought anyway. It was an old Miguel Cotto. That's what people failing to realize. Miguel Cotto was old when he fought Saul Canelo Alvarez. Put Miguel Cotto in his prime. The same Miguel Cotto that fought Floyd Mayweather, who Floyd Mayweather defeated, but he was able to land shots on Floyd. Give me that Miguel Cotto against Saul Canelo Alvarez and tell me who will win. Who would have won that night? That's what I'm saying when it comes to Canelo. Canelo really should have fought Triple G. You vacated the WBC title, which Triple G was the mandatory for, and you didn't even face the man. You vacated the title. You vacated the title. You duck and dodged him, and then you pick a fight with Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., which to me is not bad. I don't have a problem with you fighting Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., but why did you duck Triple G for the WBC? Because he was the mandatory. Why? I just want to know why. I really want Canelo to answer that question and tell us why. He can't. And I have a problem. That's the problem that I have with Saul Canelo Alvarez. that you're ducking this man. Now I could see if you're doing it to try to build up the fight, right? I can understand that. But at the same time, come on, man. You can't do stuff like that and want to consider yourself great. We understand Floyd and Pacquiao situation when Floyd just sat there and milked it all up to where Floyd was doing it for the money, the build up for the money. That was it. Everybody thinking in their mind, oh, it's the contract negotiations and it's the random drug testing and all of this. That ain't have nothing to do with it. Floyd was milking up a payday. That's what Floyd was doing. But with Canelo and Triple G, they're not going to make that type of money that Floyd and Pacquiao made. They're not. They're not even going to supersede that. So that means if you're not going to supersede that and make that money when you know everybody right now is wanting to tune in, guess what? You can hit over 1 million in pay-per-view buys. You can make back end money in pay-per-view if you go ahead and fight Triple G because people will pay to see that. They know what Triple G brings to the table and they know what Canelo brings to the table. Why wouldn't they tune in for that? That's the thing. I'm really trying to figure that out. Why wouldn't they tune in for that? But that remains to be seen, right? That's been put on hold. We know Triple G dodged Billy Joe Saunders, and he's not going to fight him for the title. And he's sitting there waiting to see who's going to win out of Canelo versus Chavez Jr. And I'm picking Chavez to destroy all of the talk with Triple G versus Canelo. Chavez is going to put that shit to sleep because I really feel as though he's going to pull off the victory. And I'm appreciating my boy Mauricio Hernandez because I'm giving him a shout out right now in the chat. And if those of you who are tuning in, go ahead and hit up live in the chat because, like he said, that Canelo fought a old Mosley, a old Cotto, and smaller guys are on Canelo's resume, right? Canelo doing what Floyd did, but that's not going to pass with Mexican fan base. You're right. That's not going to pass with the Mexican fan base at all. And if you was tuning in to the weigh-in, did you not hear those boos that they were doing to Canelo? That crowd tonight, the crowd is heavily going to be on Chavez's Jr. side. If you could really pay attention to what was going on at the weigh-in. The weigh-in was lit, and it was lit with a lot of Chavez fans, and it was also lit with a lot of Canelo fans, but you heard boos towards Canelo. You heard boos towards Canelo. So that arena is going to be lit with some great fans, Mexican fans, man. Shout out to Cinco de Mayo. This is a hell of a weekend. I'm having a great time, enjoying myself. You know, I ate some tacos on last night. I'm going to eat some steak tacos on. Well, I had the beef last night. I'm going to have some steak ones tonight for the fight or whatever, with some drinks and everything, you know, having a good time with my wife and all of that. We're going to be enjoying this pay-per-view. But Chavez, man, he's going to upset Canelo, and a lot of people are going to hate the fact that Chavez is going to pull off this upset and it's going to close all talks for that moment, even though, like, Oscar De La Hoya did say there's a rematch clause in the contract. So if Chavez defeats Canelo, there will be probably a rematch coming for Canelo to probably try to right that wrong, which he would think in his mind that it was wrong for him to lose. So he'll try to right his wrong by defeating Chavez Jr. again in a second matchup. But I believe that if Chavez does what he's supposed to do within utilizing his height, not slouching over and fighting small like how he used to, and he really used his size that he has over Canelo, he will be great. He will be great. He will be great tonight. He possesses the chin. And a lot of people are saying, well, Canelo needs to go to the body of Chavez. Well, guess what? While he's trying to go to the body of Chavez, Chavez is going to be landing 2 to 3 punch combinations on Canelo. We don't want to talk about how Chavez is a really good connection, 2-3 punch combination fighter. He is. But don't nobody want to talk about that though. But it remains to be seen. This is going to be a hell of an event. You're right. It is a rematch clause to keep him from ducking Golovkin. It is. But at the same time, Chavez Jr. ain't scared. Like you stated, he ain't scared of no Triple G. Chavez ain't scared of nobody. And that's what I love about Chavez. He's not afraid of anybody at all. He'll take on all comers. He's 50-2 for a reason. He's 50-2 for a reason. And Canelo, even though he's 48-1, and that one loss is only to Floyd Mayweather, but outside of Floyd, who has he really fought that was a threat? Seriously, who has he really fought that was a threat? It ain't no Amir Khan, because Amir Khan moved up in weight to fight Canelo. He moved up. It wasn't no James Kirkland. He's garbage. He was straight garbage. And we darn sure know that it wasn't no Shane Mosley, because Shane was old. That was an old Shane. That was an old Shane. I mean, I'm really going through his resume of Canelo's, and I'm really trying to figure out why everybody's trying to build Canelo up to be this masterful superstar, to supersede Floyd Mayweather and take over the boxing world. But my thing is, who have you defeated? You're a middleweight now. You moved over in the middleweight division, then guess what? It's some real true middleweights who I feel as though can destroy Canelo if they fight. You got the Charlo twins, Jamal Charlo or Jamel. You have one of them. Both of them, I believe, could beat Canelo in a hell of a fight, because they're no slouches and they ain't scared. They're not scared at all. They'll fight them. Then you have not only that, but you have fighters that's in the middleweight division who are sitting there waiting to eat on a Canelo if he chooses to fight them. But we know Canelo, he's feeling himself a little bit too much. And I'm really hoping that Chavez knock him off that high horse and he shut down everything that Golden Boy Promotions is trying to build for Saul Canelo Alvarez. Because right now, honestly, if Triple G and Canelo fought, Canelo will be the A side, even though Triple G holds majority of belts in the middleweight division. Does that make any sense to anybody, though? Seriously. Does that make any sense? I want somebody to help that make sense to me, because it doesn't make sense to me. How is it that Canelo will be the A side if him and Triple G was able to fight each other, and Triple G holds majority of the titles except for one in the middleweight division? I mean, you even got like my boy Mauricio is stating that Lemieux will knock out Canelo. Hey, David Lemieux, if he wins tonight, he puts himself in position to fight the winner of Canelo versus Chavez Jr. He put himself in position to do that. And we definitely will get a hell of a fight if Lemieux takes on Canelo or Chavez Jr. Let's say he does fight Canelo. Let's say Canelo wins tonight against Chavez Jr. and then Canelo takes on David Lemieux. Who are y'all taking? Because David Lemieux is no slouch. Go back and just look at his last knockout that David Lemieux had. And I'm looking forward to him following up that knockout with another knockout tonight and really making noise for putting himself in position to be the winner of Canelo versus Chavez Jr. It's gonna be a really good night of boxing. And I'm telling you guys, you're really gonna have to tune in, because this is gonna be phenomenal. This is gonna be phenomenal. This is gonna be good. And the Mexican fan base is what's going to really make this a really good event. They're really going to make it a good event, man. When you get two Mexican fighters, big name fighters at that, you're going to get great boxing. Seriously, you're going to get really good boxing. They're going to fight all the way to the death. I don't think nobody is going to knock anybody out on tonight. I really don't. I don't see it at all, period. But I do see it going to the cards. And if Chavez dominate in the early rounds and look really good, Chavez can win this fight. Chavez will be sticking to this game plan. He has the perfect trainer to put him in position to win. And when he look over to ringside and he see his father, he see his fans, he see everybody's cheering him on, that's going to draw so much attention for Chavez. But like I said, this is Jeremy Sports Network. I'm picking Chavez Jr. to win this fight. Yes, I will be live during the fight. I'm gonna do a live immediate reaction show after the fight as well. So this is going to be it's going to be awesome, man. I'm thinking about streaming this fight live, but I don't know more so what the thing is with when you're streaming stuff like that live on YouTube, the copyrights and all of that from HBO and Google and YouTube, I don't want to be docked and get my page, set my page up to be suspended because of me streaming that. But there is going to be a live stream that I will post in my description when I do go live tonight during the fight. I will post in my description a live feed that will be hosting the fight for those of you who are not able to purchase the pay-per-view. I will post that in my description for you guys on tonight. So I do want everybody to be able to tune in and to see this and not just have to sit back and wait for it to show up on somebody's YouTube account after the fact. You know what I mean? I want everybody to tune in and see it live. So we will have that link posted in the description. Hey, well, we gonna see tonight. We're gonna see tonight, and I know, like you're talking about, Mauricio. I really do feel as though Golden Boy are afraid of the fact that if it does come down to a decision, that Oscar kind of have money in the bank with two of those judges already, like you're stating, to pick Canelo to win this fight because they want the Triple G versus Canelo matchup, and we all know Triple G really lost to Daniel Jacobs, and Daniel Jacobs called it out that they don't want to see a Daniel Jacobs versus Canelo. They want to see Triple G versus Canelo. That's one thing that I'm afraid of. So you're right. Chavez gotta stop Canelo either through a knockout to just end it, or he really gonna have to dominate and make it plain and not have a lot of close rounds, because those close rounds, like you said, they're gonna give those close rounds to Canelo. Ready. So it's Chavez Jr. versus Canelo versus the judges and versus Oscar. Seriously. Because Oscar has put money in the bank for two, like you said, two out of those three judges. Oscar has already put money in the bank for those guys. If Chavez is going to win, he's going to have to win in fashion. He's going to have to win in fashion, and that's why I have a problem with it. But then again, at the same time, I just feel like Chavez is going to get the job done. I'm praying that he gets the job done. I see nothing but greatness coming out of Chavez tonight, just throughout his whole build-up, throughout everything. I feel like Chavez is primed and ready to make a run to win against Canelo. But it remains to be seen. This is Jeremy Sports Network bringing you the prediction show, and I will be live on tonight for an immediate reaction show following the fight, and I will be live throughout the fight as well, watching live on my channel, the fight. I will not be showing it on my channel, but you'll be getting my reactions throughout each and every round and me scoring the fight as well. And Mauricio, while you could tune in to Jeremy Sports Network as well, and we go through this fight and score this fight together. We are going to be live in the chat, and we all score this fight together in the chat feed. For everybody who's going to be tuning in on tonight, this is going to be a great night, man, and I can't wait for it. So this is Jeremy Sports Network. Hey, make sure you tune in, guys, and hit that subscribe button, like and share it. It helps with the visibility of the show, and we'll be able to get more people to tune in and comment on this fight on tonight. So this is Jeremy Sports Network signing out. I'm out. Peace.